Khorne here, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you my thoughts on Skulltaker and his campaign. I will be talking about everything his DLC has to offer and my perspective on it, whether it is a good addition to the game or a nonsensical one. Now, with that being said, I won't be talking about the Khorne update we got with the DLC, as I will get to making a video about it as soon as I'm finished with my Skulltaker campaign. So, what do you get by purchasing Skulltaker? You get access to him, his campaign, 5 new units for Khorne, which you can also get when playing as the Warriors of Chaos, a new Lord type with the Bloodspeaker, and 2 legendary heroes. First, let's start off with the absolute best part of this DLC, which is Skulltaker's campaign. If you enjoyed playing Skullbrand before the update to Khorne, then you will absolutely love Skulltaker's campaign. You start off in Lustria, which isn't a great place to start, especially not as a race that loves raising settlements, since it is rather difficult to traverse and can bog you down if you aren't careful. However, for Skulltaker, starting in Lustria is more of a balancing act to keep him from just instantly taking over the map. What makes Skulltaker truly stand out is his unique mechanic, the Cloak of Skulls. By slaying enemy lords, you earn a new currency called Champion's Essence. This currency can be used in the Cloak of Skulls mechanic to unlock incredibly powerful bonuses, such as teleporting directly to an enemy lord to claim his skull, replenishing Skulltaker's movement after slaying said enemy lord, gaining bonus experience from fighting high level characters, increasing the melee stats for Skulltaker, and so much more. This mechanic is so much fun to engage with. It's a mechanic that rewards you for being aggressive, for thinking ahead, and for choosing to interact with the game. It is mechanics like these that I love using and abusing, as they are there to further enhance your experience and reward you for playing the game. If you couldn't tell, I absolutely adore Skulltaker's campaign. It's the most fun I've had in Warhammer 3 in a very long time. When it comes to Skulltaker himself, he is rather decently fun lord to use, nowhere near as useful on the battlefield as, say, Skullbrand would be, but he is probably the best duelist in the game, especially if you give him access to all of his bonus stats from the Cloak of Skulls. He has access to 2 mount options, a Blood Shrine and a Juggernaut. The Blood Shrine is good when fighting against enemies with lots of infantry, and if you want to heal Skulltaker, while the Juggernaut is great when it comes to hunting down enemy lords and heroes. So, while Skulltaker is undoubtedly the best part of this DLC, the rest of it can range from decent to mediocre to just not so great. The new Lord type, the Bloodspeaker, is a rather interesting Lord option for Khorne. While he is decent in melee, the main purpose of this Lord is to boost your army as a whole and provide you with some area of effect buffs and debuffs for the enemy on the battlefield. Overall, not a bad addition, and there is definitely some incentive to recruit him over the other Lord types. When it comes to the new legendary heroes, Skilla, Anfigrim, and Scar Bloodwrath, I don't really think they are all that amazing additions. Both of them are good in melee and they provide some mediocre buffs for certain units, but aside from that, they really have nothing else going for them. They don't provide anything that makes them more engaging or interesting to use, and at the end of the day, they are no better than just your generic heroes. You might think they are decent for what they are, but in the same DLC we got a legendary hero for the Greenskins that puts both of these to shame. Snagla provides some rather very useful buffs to his army, making units you would normally not recruit seem more enticing to get. He also provides stock stands to the army he is embedded in, which gives you even more options when using him, and more interaction on the campaign map. There were definitely ways they could have made the new unique heroes for Khorne more interesting to use, and definitely a lot more impactful. As is, I don't think they are bad additions, but they're not great either, aside from just giving you characters from the lore to play with. Finally, when talking about the new units for Khorne, you will get 3 new melee infantry, the Khorngors, the Skull Reapers, and the Wrathmongers. To be honest with you, none of these 3 units are all that better than the infantry units we currently have for Khorne. They aren't necessarily worse than the present units, but they don't impact your campaigns in any meaningful way. They are more so there as an option if you want to diversify your armies than anything else. Then we also have the monstrous units. First is the Blood Beast, a rat ogre-like monstrous infantry with low armor, decent speed, and fairly good killing power. While I'm personally not the biggest fan of the Blood Beast, as I prefer Minotaurs, you can definitely get them much sooner, so if you want to have some fast-moving monstrous infantry, they definitely can work. And finally, the Slaughter Brute, a big monster with mediocre stats, as it is rather easy to kill and doesn't have all that much killing power. The only good thing about it is the fact that it is fairly fast, but that's about it. In all honesty though, I don't really think they could have added too much more to the roster anyways, and the units you do get, well, not amazing additions, are still there for you to have fun with. My final thought on this DLC is that I absolutely love it. Well, the units it provides aren't anything special, and the legendary heroes are a bit of a letdown. The new lore type is rather fun to use, and Skulltaker's campaign is absolutely amazing to play. As I've mentioned in the beginning, if you enjoyed Scarbrand's original campaign and just want to trample through the map while claiming mountains of skulls for Khorne, you will have a lot of fun when playing Skulltaker. In the end, I would definitely recommend this DLC. If you enjoyed this review, do let me know if you'd like me to cover the other two lords in this DLC. Don't forget to subscribe for future content. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.
Khorne fights as one.